I got this idea from my very home, which I lived in once with a bunch of kids, my landlord's three children, and my son. I remember my landlord, his son got a project to build a truck to take to school. He came home and told his dad about this idea, and his dad said, yeah, 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 but he never did anything. Me now being passionate about these making of toys and stuff like that, I went ahead and built a truck and give the young man to take to school. He was going to Kingston College at the time. So I gave him the truck and told him to take it to school, but he must bring it back. I built a flatbed board truck and gave it to him, and he went to school with it, and he got first prize for that truck. My son also got a project from his school to build a ground transportation, and that same flatbed truck, I just put a catching speed 1 liter bottle of water on the flatbed to lie down and two tie straps and strap it to the flatbed. And that was a water tanker. So after doing that, I started making quite a few items, showing the kids in the home. Things that we used to play with, we used to make in the days. And I remember making a 3D skate with the bearings on it. And the kids mark up the entire driveway with that skate. I had to scrap it. So there and then I saw how the kids gravitated to all the stuff that I was showing them. I said, it seems as if I need to show this to the new generation. I need to show all this stuff to the generation now. That's why I said I came up with the idea, do an event and make it a show and show this to the generation now.
Twainey Park Local and International Association presents Once Upon a Toys, our annual Kids Treat and Family Fun Day on December 26, Boxing Day, at the Sherlock Crescent Community Center.
I grew up in Kingston 20, Doheny Park to be specific. I was born and raised on Doheny Drive. My auntie had a basic school at the back of the yard, and so I got a lot of experience as I was growing up right here. And then I moved to Hemingway Crescent. People call the entire area around that side Hemingway, Biffle Avenue, all of that side, Brook Valley. But Hemingway Crescent, I moved around in 1979. A community where we grew up there, bigger boys would normally teach the younger boys to make these toys. Now I can remember specifically a couple of persons, Junior Brown to be one of them, Junior Brown. He used to live on Burns Avenue. He taught me to make quite a few stuff. I can remember in particular one boy, his name was Junior Brown, lived on Burns Avenue. He taught me how to make quite a few stuff. And I remember one in particular, the front end loader, what Jamaican people call bulldozer. He taught me how to build that from a corned beef can. A corned beef can would be the bucket, and it had two sticks, and you would be putting that thing and digging in the dirt and lift up and tip it over into your truck. I can remember two brothers who lived on the same road too, who taught me some stuff. One was Mark, one was Peter. Mark, known as Mark Bees, Peter, known as Guillotine. So I learned from these guys how to make most of the stuff that I've learned as a kid.
What was your favorite toy?
My favorite toy, wow, that's there are a couple of them. I can't pick one in particular, but I love the bleach water plane. I loved the pinball board, which is right here. Pinball board. Those are two of my favorite toys, and also the wheel and wire. Water hose, wheel and wire. My favorite game was I love marble game. The marble games. You have ringers where you sit in the ring, and you had also king hole. Yeah, yeah, I love marble games. That was my favorite marbles.
What school did you attend?
I attended the Doheny Park Primary School my tender age. Then I also went to the Marvally All Age School. I also went to, in the upper grades now, to Pembroke Secondary. It was at the time, it was now Pembroke High School. I attended those schools. I believe that children aren't playing these games right now because a lot of the children were not taught these games, were not shown these toys. It was not passed down to them because in this life, things are handed down from generation to generation. In some other parts of the world, some other countries, they preserve their culture. They still have some traditional stuff that they do and they pass on to the younger generation, to the next generation. So it's simply because we did not pass it on to kids nowadays. That is why I believe children are not involved in these games and toys.
What do you want to accomplish?
Okay, my reason for doing this event is firstly to preserve that rich part of our Jamaican culture which is vanishing away. Also, my aim also is for this event to become a big part of our Jamaican celebration in heritage and culture. I wish for this event to become a part of such. So every year when it comes around to that time, I wish for these items should I wish that these items would be added into some of the celebrations that we have. Remembering our past, looking back at our history, and this is a part of our Jamaican history, a rich part of our culture, the making of toys, the playing of those games. When we had not the parents to buy the Fisher Price toys and all that stuff for us, we made toys with our hands from things that were waste products and from the garbage. So my intent also is for this event to become a major contributor to back to school. We want for this event to provide prizes, giveaways, which would be educational items given to children who will participate in the various competitions, activities on the day of our event, and that it will help them with their education.